We're gonna look at the graphing points and name it quadrants. Yes. This is pretty easy. We're gonna use the XY coordinate plane, sometimes known as the Cartesian coordinate plane. This has several parts to it, so I'm gonna point them out right now. First of all, we have the x-axis. I think you guys might already know all this stuff actually. The x-axis is all of that. The y-axis is the vertical one. So the y-axis is all of that. Here we have negative values. And then, well, I can just write those actually. Okay, settle down. Here we have positive x values, negative x values. Positive y values, negative x values. Sorry, negative y values. So it looks like this. Those are positive x values. And then we have the negative x values on the left side. Well, would you look at that? Negative x values. And then, same idea, we have positive y values in the top, and then negative y values in the bottom. I'm going to do that in a different color, so maybe it's a little bit easier to read. So there you have it. This is the coordinate plane, and we have the axes. We have positive x-axis, positive y-axis, negative x-axis, and negative y-axis. That's the negative x-axis. Then the next thing that we are going to talk about are quadrants. And the quadrants are just the corners, the four spaces here. This is first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. There you go. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. They call them quadrant. Quad means 4, and there are 4 quadrants. Yeah, and those are all the pieces. Now we're going to look at an example. What? This is crazy. Actually, before we look at an example, I have to talk about an ordered pair. An ordered pair? What's an ordered pair? I'm about to tell you, so just keep quiet, and I will tell you. Settle down. An ordered pair is a grouping of two objects. First, we have the x-coordinate. That comes first. Always the x-coordinate comes first. It's alphabetical. X comes before y. X comes before y. And then we have the y-coordinate. The y-coordinate always comes second. A short example is -3, 2. The x-coordinate is -3. The y-coordinate is 2. And we'll see how to plot those. If I wanted to plot, I guess I'll plot it on my axes, or on my coordinate plane. If I wanted to plot this, I would do this. Well, I always start out with my x, and it says -3. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, -3. I'll move back, -3, and then up to 1, 2, and then plot it. So that's -3, 2. You have to do both of them first before you put a dot on. A lot of people mess that up. They go over and they say, oh, okay, there's one, and there's one. But an ordered pair corresponds to a single point on the coordinate plane. You have to plot both. And we'll look more into that in a little bit. Okay, the instructions here are to plot these 3 ordered pairs. The first thing I'm thinking is, oh, I need a coordinate plane. So I'll draw one. I'll draw my x and y, and I'll put tick marks what I need to go up to 6. That's my highest one. So I'll go up to 6. Whoops, I'll go up to 6. I'm just drawing it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now let's plot this one. Let's plot that first. I first follow my x, so I'll follow 1, 2. Before I put down my my point, I have to also follow the y. So 1, 2, and then down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is where my point actually goes. So that is 2, -6. And it's in the fourth quadrant. So remember, you have to follow both x and y coordinates, then plot your point. So follow the x and y, then plot point. So maybe you should try doing the red one. Here, if I follow my x coordinate, that means move 0 on the x-axis, and then up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where I actually plot my ordered pair. That's where I plot my point. 0, 5 is right there. Maybe pause it and do green. Hopefully you did pause it, but I'll follow my x. That's on my x-axis. I go back 1, and I wait there, and then up 4, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be right there. -1, 4. And that's what that looks like. That's how you plot. First you follow the x, which is in the horizontal direction. Then you follow the y in the vertical direction. So maybe I'll write that down as well. So far, so good. Hopefully. And then, yeah, I'll pause this and we'll go on to part 2. X moves horizontally, that means side to side, and Y moves vertically, which is up and down. So hopefully you copy all of this down, and we'll move on to video number 2, part 2. Yeah. And we're going to actually do some problems like will be on Khan Academy. So I will stop with these.